I've been seeing a lot of animated fans being made in Minecraft recently, and I wondered if it would be possible to do that in Terraria too. Now, while Terraria might not have redstone, it does have wiring, which is quite a complex system that I've never really got too deep into, but I'll give it a try anyway. This is just my first idea, I have no idea if it's going to work or not. No. Not quite. I tell you what I should do is maybe just set them on the same timer. There we go, that kind of works. I'm going to zoom in. That kind of works as a fan, I guess. For a 2x2 fan. Then all I would need to do is scale it up, potentially. Let's give that a try. How would it work if it was just corners? How does this look? Well, it doesn't look like anything because I've not actuated the right blocks. I mean, it kind of looks like a fan with 4 blades, but not really. Although with the 3x3 design, I don't know how you could make it look more like a fan. I guess you could have like 2 at the same time, and then 2 at the same time, then 2 at the same time, and go around like that. Let's see what happens if I do that. It kind of looks like a fan, I guess. It's not a fan. I wonder if I need to get into things like AND gates though to make this really look good, which is going to be painful. Since I was looking at a more complex design, I decided to plan out the motion frame by frame. Okay, so I guess what I kind of want to happen is this, with the 3x3. So I need to figure out how the wiring is going to work for that. You know, what happens if I just put down a 1-second timer here? No, that does not work. That just switches between the red. So I probably need to offset this somehow so that when all the other colors are off, one of them is on. Like when red is on, I need all the other colors to be off. When yellow is on, I need the other colors to be off. So yeah, how do I do that? The answer was logic gates, and unfortunately I have absolutely no idea how these things work. I maybe actually need to look at a video on how these logic lamps work, because I've never looked at it before, so that might be worth doing before I try and make some new machine with it. But I think I may have an idea for how this is going to work. Okay, so something is going very wrong here, so I don't quite know what's going on. This should be the green one activated now, which should just be 2 lines across. But for some reason it's not. You know, something weird is going on. It's like working for the first frame, but then something's happening. Oh, have I just done it wrong? Have I just wired this wrong? Right, let's start from scratch. I'm guessing I can't just have a chain of timers. No, because they won't turn themselves off, will they? Tell you what might make sense is instead of turning them off, turn them on, I turn them off, you know? This would be red. So red, then yellow, right? And then finally blue is going to be this corner, this corner. And if I set up an AND gate, this one turns on this lamp, then I would need to do, well, I would continue it up, right? So would I continue it up? I have no goddamn idea what I'm doing. What am I doing? It was clear that just randomly placing wire and logic gates wasn't going to get me anywhere,
so I decided to get back to the drawing board so I could fully understand what I wanted to happen.
Okay, so I feel like I've kind of got a brief idea of how this is going to work laid out. So I want the red to activate, and then I want it to deactivate and the yellow to activate at the same time. Then I want the yellow to deactivate and the green to activate at the same time. Then I want the green to deactivate and the blue to activate at the same time. Then I want the blue to loop back round to the red. But I don't quite know how to do that. I feel like it's probably very simple for people that know what they're doing, but I am not one of those people.
With a little more research, I discovered that what I needed was something called a shift register, and thanks to a tutorial by Create with Cubs, I was able to build one. Please never ask me to explain how any of this works. As far as I'm concerned, it's pure magic.
So we kind of got a spiral there, but that's not quite what I'm looking for. This is tough. This is really tough.
After some more tinkering, I found that the last piece of the puzzle was connecting the wires for the next frames to the blocks from the current one, as this would then turn off the current frame when the next one starts.
Oh, I've done it. Somehow it's done. If I break this and do a quarter-second timer, let's say. That is a fan. That is a working fan. Okay, so it's a little more complex than I thought. I have to activate the new state and deactivate the old one at the same time. But that is, in fact, a fan. And if I get rid of my grand design, it's definitely a fan. Whether or not it's a good-looking fan, I don't know. So I think the question now becomes, how big can I make this? Like, is 5x5 too much? How would that even work? What would I do? What would the first state be?
I originally started looking at some 4-blade 5x5 designs, but it turns out that this results in a rather unfortunate symbol in the negative space, which I only noticed after I'd made it. And no matter how much I edited the layout, I couldn't unsee the image. So in the end, I reverted back to a 2-blade design.
Maybe we stick to the 3x3s. Less problematic. Is that a better design, potentially? That could be a better design. Let's get that wired up and see. So these little glyphs or whatever are hopefully going to be fan blades in a second. We'll see. This one and this one for blue, and then connect that, and let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is correct, and there's also no unwanted symbols. So if I place that with a 4-second timer, that is a fan. A slow fan, but a fan all the same. There we go. I think that's the best one so far. No, I think that's a good fan blade, to be honest. And I think we can also speed it up by adding an engine to it. So let's do that. Okay, it's maybe too fast. Right. That is definitely too fast. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think I've done a good enough job here. I say good enough. I think I've done a pretty good job here. I don't know if it can get much more complex than this without using pixel boxes, because you're kind of limited to 4 frames with the wiring, since there's only 4 colors. Unless there's a way that I don't know of where you can have multiple inputs without using different wire colors. it's kind of hard because in Minecraft you can go behind the fan to then do wiring behind it and activate, should I say, these blocks here. But in Terraria you kind of have to use the sides and come out and around, and you can't just go to a third dimension, you know, since this is just 2D Minecraft, as everyone knows. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if there's any improvements you think I can make. I'm excited to see where this goes.